And there we go. We are officially live. And it's about to talk about Guess War 4 after 5 years. Holy smokes. Okay. Alright, let me just make sure things are working real quick. Alright. Audio is working. Alright. So, hey everyone. Been a while, but I'm back. So, yes, I know it's been 5 years since the last Guess War movie came out, back in 2018, and now, we're getting very, very close to Guess War 4, which was a movie that was announced in 2018 and was supposed to come out in 2018 around December, but it never happened. And I know a lot of people might be asking themselves, was the film ever shot? Was it ever, like, were there any scenes that were ever directed for the movie that just got tossed to the side? And to answer your question, yes, there was. The ending of the movie was shot. There was a really big death scene of a character that will not be in this one, but was in the original story idea that I had for 4, and his death was shot as well. And then oh yeah, and then the sneak peek stuff that was shot as well. And that was about it, basically. I think I don't think there was really much else. But 5 years later, I'm back, and I'm gonna be directing Guess War 4, known as The Tragedy of the Guess War. And I know a lot of people might be wondering, what does the tragedy of Guess War mean? What the significance of the title? And the significance of the title is that there's going to be a lot of stuff and a lot of themes throughout this movie that are going to be kind of hard. And it's really the end, basically. And when we get to an end of a story, we tend to end it off in a note where characters are gonna die, stakes are at large, a lot of twist, or I think I said a lot of deaths. So yeah, but basically, the movie is gonna be heavily gonna be around suicide, which is not something that I originally had for part 4, but like 5 years later and finally coming up with the story and knowing what I want to do, and taking what I originally had and what I originally planned and adding more to it, I thought that the whole suicide aspect to this movie would be something that would be very heavy and very emotional for old Guess War fans, and also for some newcomers as well. It'll be a movie for people who have been there from the beginning, and it'll be also a movie where for new audience. And this is also one of those movies where you don't have to see part 1, 2, or 3. You can just go straight into this movie, and this movie will explain kind of stuff from the past, but you don't have to rely on having to watch the previous movies in order to understand what 4 is going. I actually released some sneak peeks of the movie a couple days ago and a week ago. The first sneak peek, I can confirm that the first sneak peek is within the first, I want to say, true scene, which I won't elaborate what that means, but the first true scene of the movie. And you kind of get the kind of feel of something going on. There's something ain't right. This looks chaotic. And then the second sneak peek I gave you guys was this train in this snowy blizzard with this character walking on top of the train as it's moving, and I even announced who it was. Well, not really, but I announced that the villain, and so it would be your guys' first time seeing the villain. I will say that the villain was in a previous Guess War movie, and it's making a full return for this one. But I will say this character has been modified a lot, where in the previous movies you have seen this character, but did not have a very big role at all, and so you're gonna see this character show up in the movie, but they're not gonna look exactly the same as their original design was. They're getting a full-on rehaul, so I think it will be kind of hard for audience to know who is this new villain, and if this villain is from the past, who is it, because obviously what they look like in this movie isn't the same as what they looked like in the past. So that's one of the big key difference. And here's another thing, is that I want to talk about two things. What I want people to take away from this movie, and what is this movie inspired by. So, first of all, this movie is heavily inspired by one of my personal favorite films, which is Skyfall, which is a James Bond film, and it's one of my favorite ones. And the villain of that movie is just terrific, and Daniel Craig as James Bond in that movie was just terrific. The action, everything, loved it. And so I will say that is that the villain of this movie is inspired by the villain of Skyfall. And then moving on to the next topic, what do I want the audience to take away from this movie? So obviously we already went over the fact that this movie will be exploring heavily on suicide, depression, anxieties, just all sorts of really bad stuff. And what I want audience to take away from this movie is that wherever you are, if you're going through something like it, just know there are people around you. Everyone can help you. And I just want audience to take that away and know that if you're ever feeling this way or going down that path, there's always someone out there that'll be willing to listen to you and that'll be willing to help you. So that's what I want this movie for audience to take away from this movie. So that's a really big factor to this movie. Now I want to get into what Guess What fans really like, which is the music. The music of the movie. I can confirm that the opening of this movie and the opening credits is different than any of the Guess What movies we've done before. And this opening credit is very unique, very special. Nothing I've seen yet in the Roblox movie community in this artistic style, which I won't give much away, and that's about all I want to say about it. But the opening will have a song that will the song is interpreted in one way, but with just knowing what the movie is about, you interpreted the song not in the way it was meant to be interpreted, but in a way where it makes the song sad, which is very unique, because the song, I'll say this, the song is heavily about this person telling their loved one that they won't disappear, they'll always be there. And the song in the context of the movie really changes the lyrics, and I think it's very powerful. But I obviously won't give away anything. But I will give away one song. I still haven't quite determined where I want this song to be, and I think I want it to be in the end credits. Like when the movie ends and you see all the names and who helped on it. And the song I want to use is Alan Wake, Dark Side. So if we go all the way back to the very beginning of Guess War 3, that song used Spectre from Alan Walker. I think I said Alan Wake. My bad. That's a miss saying. My bad. Alan Wake, Alan Walker, two different people, not the same. But yeah, we'll be interpreting Dark Side into the movie, which obviously that doesn't really give much context because the song does have a meaning, but I won't give much away. But I'll say it's not in the way you think. So yeah, this movie has a lot of surprises. One of the big things I want people to know before this movie comes out, or before trailers come out, or before like marketing even starts, which won't be for like a while, but I do want people to take this away. This movie will not be as kind as the previous movies. And when I say it's not going to be as kind, what I mean is that characters will die. And there's going to be characters where you really love those characters and you grew up with those characters, and they're going to be act off. And then there's going to be some characters where you might be like, oh, I don't care. And then there'll be some unknown characters that just get killed off. But this movie will heavily have a lot of deaths and a lot of big moment death. But obviously I won't say. I'll just say every character from Guess War 1 to 3 are all on a wheel, and whoever the wheel lands on, that's who dies. That's the stake we're at, is anyone can go. There's no knowing. And I might even go as far as to like put it in a generator just to see who it thinks I should kill off. But yeah, it's gonna be nuts. So I want people to know that this movie will kill off many characters. And the stakes are super high with this movie. And if you've already seen the screenshot of the second teaser of showing the villain, you already know there's going to be a train sequence where they're on top of a train. That is a really big moment in the movie. And even prior to that moment is a huge shocking moment that I think will have some people be like, oh wow, this was cool, and then some people be like, that was cool, but I kind of have a problem with that sequence of the movie. It does something that, like, you have to take some guts basically to even shoot a sequence like what I can't say, but yeah, this movie just it's different. And now this is the big thing, is that everyone who knows about the movie and people who are close to me has been asking, like friends, family, like anyone, like they've been asking me, how long is this movie gonna be? What is the runtime? So originally it was gonna be 2 hours, but I think I can get it under 2 hours. And so the plan is either 30 minutes, which is half an hour, so it'll be a 30-minute movie, or an hour-long movie. Haven't fully decided yet. And so, yeah, because I already know the beginning and the end. So the beginning has been shot. There are some minor moments that will have to go back and reshoot. But the ending, I know everything I want for the ending. The ending, I'll say this, the ending will catch you off guard to the point where you're going to be like, what's happening? This is insane. This is like nothing we expected, but but in a good way, obviously. But Yeah, and speaking of the ending of the movie, it's actually the full ending from a certain moment, which I will say is a really big moment in the movie, because I will say there's some consequences with it, to the final shot of the film will be shot not next week, but the week after. It'll be shot in its entirety, so the ending will be filmed, shot, everything. There will be no voice acting in it, because I am taking a different approach with this one, where in the past I record the voice acting, then record the scenes, and then put them all together, where in this one I'm just gonna go in, shoot everything, and then have the voice acting done afterward. And so, yeah, and I will say this movie will have a lot of silent moments, where characters aren't going to be talking, and you're just mostly just going to have to, like, focus on what the characters are doing, and there will be no dialogue in certain moments. And I can confirm this, that Ben will be somewhat downgraded in this movie, and it's mostly due to the theme of the film. But he'll have less voice lines, is all I can say. He'll have less voice lines, not as much as you probably think. But yeah. And one other thing I do want to say, just so people know, because I'm going to end the stream in just a little bit, because I kind of got everything I want to get out there, just so people have an understanding of what, to come. I do want to say, I did release a third sneak peek. And I know, typically, I would be like, you gotta find it, but I'm going to be nice about it. I'm going to tell you guys what the sneak peek is. So, there's a third sneak peek, and it's containing the opening credits. It's one shot, one frame of the opening credit, and it's in the thumbnail. If you look at the thumbnail of this live stream, you'll somewhat get a hint of what the possibilities of this opening credit sequence has to offer. And like I said before, it's an arty kind of opening credits, so you gotta think. And I also gave you guys a clue earlier, without intending to give you guys a clue, but the more I think about it, I technically did. So there's something, and if you've seen that something, then you know what the opening credits is going to be like. That's all I'll say. But guys, hope you guys enjoy. And by the way, guys, if you guys haven't already, go subscribe to my Ender channel. I have an Ender channel. It's my old Fortnite channel, which I rehauled and made into kind of just making random video games, game funny stuff that I think are funny, hopefully. But yeah, there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoy. This is gonna be the end of the stream. There'll be more teasers to come. I will say that. I think the next teaser, the fourth teaser, will likely be a character reveal. And I will say this movie does not introduce, and that's another thing I need to announce, this movie will not introduce any new characters. The only new character that will be introduced is a character who is the villain. There's another character, I guess I can give his character name and officially reveal it, and maybe that will be the fourth sneak peek. I can give you guys a good look at who this certain character is. He goes by the name of Gust, and he'll be a villain too. And he was originally supposed to be in the remastered, the trilogy, but ended up not happening. Now he's going to be a part 4 character. And then there's another character, which I have not given a name to, and I haven't come up with his design yet, but I have something in mind. But I will say he is a character that speaks Australian, and he'll be in the movie. The main villain of the movie, I can't confirm this. He does have a name, and once again, gave you guys another hint earlier in the stream. So if you want to go digging and try to find his name, go ahead, be my guest. But yeah, he has a name already, and yeah. But guys, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm gonna end the stream here. Probably go play some video games before I go to bed. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys whenever I do another live stream, which will probably not be for a while. Maybe it depends. Maybe if I get maybe like if things go well, maybe Saturday I might do a live stream, maybe, which is 2 days. But if you're watching this on Friday, 1 day away. But it'll be like, well, we'll have to figure it out. But well, I'll get it to work. But yeah. But guys, I hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for this week to be over. I'm really excited for tomorrow, so I can't say why, but because I don't know why. But I can't wait for tomorrow and then into the weekend. So yeah, but guys, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.